The last time I interviewed President Trump, I was there in 2018, and I always saw the two of you as friends. And I said to him, a very simple question I asked him. I said, what happened? And I think it's only fair to ask you the same question. What do you think happened?
Hey, folks, Dale Jackson here. We've got to talk about Ron DeSantis getting a ridiculous question from Sean Hannity. What happened between you and Trump, Governor? That's the question that was asked. How does Sean Hannity not know? Sean Hannity's been there the entire time. He knows exactly what Donald Trump is doing. He's been blasting Ron DeSantis for months.
This is just out. I guess that Ron DeSantis is not quite as popular in Florida as people thought. I assume, among other things, that they don't want their Social Security cut or their Medicare cut. Can't do that, Ron.
And the attacks he's using are attacks Democrats and the media have used. That was about Social Security and Medicaid, and these are the same attacks they used on Donald Trump. He wanted to reform the system as well, make it last longer, be more efficient. And now he's using it as an attack. That just comes off as desperate, but not as desperate as this attack on the handling of COVID by Ron DeSantis.
Florida, you agree? Why do you think you're a better choice than DeSantis?
Well, actually, if you look at the numbers, he didn't do a great job. If you take a look at the numbers, he's very high on crime, very high, right at the top, almost at the top. I think he gets good publicity, although now people are starting, because I'm putting out the COVID numbers. He didn't do well on COVID. He had more deaths in almost every country in Florida. I hate to say it because Florida's my state, but he did not do well. It's very interesting. I don't want to knock anybody, but the thing he did well on is public relations, because the numbers weren't what they pretended to be.
If he thinks Florida is so terrible and so bad, why does he live there?
A governor like Ron DeSantis of Florida is doing a great job. We're in a place called Florida, and we have a great governor. A great governor, knows exactly what he's doing. Terrific job. He just announced that the schools will be open in the fall. Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, who's done a spectacular job in Florida. Governor Ron DeSantis doing a fantastic job, enjoys very high popularity, and that's for a reason. The reason is he's doing a good job.
The governor's done a great job. Florida is down low now in the China virus.
He's done a lot of things right.
And you're open and you didn't close, and it's just amazing, right? It's great.
A lot of people agree with what he's done. Ron DeSantis of Florida, the governor, doing a fantastic job in Florida.
Your governor, Ron DeSantis, who's turned out to be just incredible, and the coronavirus, you see, is going down rapidly.
Proportionately, relatively, when you look at your nursing home situation, it's a tribute to your governor and government, the job they've done. You've done a really great job, and you have a very big nursing home population. You've done a fantastic job. Well, I have a lot of confidence in Ron DeSantis, a lot of faith in Ron DeSantis to make the right decision.
He's been doing a great job and working very hard.
He's a great governor. He's done an incredible job, and he's doing a great job as governor.
We have a great governor.
Ron DeSantis, great governor of Florida. He's been a fantastic governor for Florida. They're very happy with him.
Ron's doing a great job.
One of the greatest governors in our country, and I know a lot of good ones, and I can tell you there's some really bad ones too. But this is a great one, Governor Ron DeSantis.
The attacks on Ron DeSantis are silly and ridiculous, and they're undercut by Donald Trump's own words in the past about how much he loves Ron DeSantis.
We're in a place called Florida, and we have a great governor.
This is a great one, Governor Ron DeSantis.
He's done a lot of things right. Ron has been great. A terrific job. He just announced that the schools will be open in the fall. A governor like Ron DeSantis of Florida is doing a great job. Governor Ron DeSantis doing a fantastic job. A great governor, knows exactly what he's doing.
So now, obviously, he's running against him, even though DeSantis is not in. He says he locked down Florida. He says he voted for Medicare and Social Security cuts, and he's going after him in a number of different ways. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah, so we just played the montage of all the Admiration Society sound bites. And then what we saw in more recent weeks was this argument from the former president that, well, Florida's doing well, but it has nothing to do with Ron DeSantis. They have nice weather, they have sunshine, they have beaches. Anyone could do well there. Charlie Crist would be a great governor type thing there. Now the pivot has been, actually, scratch that. Florida is a den of misery and despair that has been wrought by Ron DeSantis singularly. I think a lot of conservatives, no matter where they fall on the Trump-DeSantis spectrum, look at Florida's outcomes and they do not see misery and despair. And I'm not sure if that's an argument that's going to fly terribly well by the former president, but he is currently clearly the front runner.
Republicans and the American people have to make a decision. Are you going to allow this to be your politics forever? Where a guy is just going to say things that are blatantly untrue, and because you already like him, you're going to go along with it? Or are you going to stand up and say, stop lying, tell the truth, have the battle? That's what we should be talking about. I've always said this. I supported Donald Trump, but I always said, stop lying. There's no reason for all this BSing. Nobody on the left ever says that today, guys. And for some reason, Trump supporters are completely okay with this because they are all in on Donald Trump. And he's got a quarter of the population that will believe anything he says. If tomorrow he says abortions for no one, they'd be for it. If they say mandatory abortions, they'd be for it. If Donald Trump declares it, they will say it is true. It's everyone else that's going to have to decide who the Republican nominee is going to be. That's the battle right now, and Donald Trump's winning. He will probably win, but this thing is not over yet.